classic Daimler. Second TVR of the day is that lovely Griffith there. MGC Roadster heads over there. Lincoln Continental 2-door coupe. Ooh, super little Mini Cooper. ...1985 Audi Coupe, Frazer-Nash. Jaguar E-Type Series 3, the V12. Nice solid floors. Well, good morning folks, we are here today outside the Old Piggery Cafe for the regular Cars and Caffeine at Combermere. We are here in the old 31 Buick, its first visit at the time of recording, and well, the weather forecast is looking good, so I'm hoping for a great turnout of cars here this morning. As always, there'll be a mixture of sporty cars and classic cars. I'll try and feature a little bit of everything that turns up, but in the main, the focus will be, as always, on the slightly older cars that are here today. Classic Daimler, based on the X300. Very nice to see. Oh, it's a V12. Oh, so it's a Daimler 66. Not a car you see very often at all. Quite a rare front engine V12 Ferrari with manual box. Here's that lovely air-cooled 911 here from the late 1980s. And alongside that, a regular sight here at the Old Piggery Cafe, this lovely TVR 3000M. So Dad's arrived in the MGB GT. So he's going to sneak that in next to us in the Buick. I just saw, out of the corner of my eye, the VTEC powered Mini has just arrived too. Super little Fiat Abarth as well. What a great looking little car. Yeah, there's the VTEC powered Mini, incredible machine that one. We last saw that one parked up at the Turnhill Hall Classic Car Tour that we did recently. Second TVR of the day is that lovely Griffith there, great colour. And behind that, ooh, a replica of the Porsche 356 Speedster, I think. Yeah. What a great looking car, and I think Mrs. OCC will approve of that one. And behind that, BMW Z4. Yep, she gives that one her nod of approval. Ooh. More MG action in Harvest Gold, a round wheel arch midget. That's pretty cool. And I think we know the owners of this one. What better place to park up than next to Dad's MGB GT. Harley has a gift from the midget owners. What could it be?
Yeah, this is it.
Oh, that's a cycling mug. Fantastic. MGC Roadster heads over there. While behind that, the lovely XK140 fixed head coupe, the straight six engine sounding glorious as always. Second Ferrari 456 of the day. Audi Cabriolet there from the 1990s. Another slice of Americana, an incredible late 70s Lincoln Continental 2-door coupe. So this is kind of the modern day equivalent of our old Buick. Big 2-door coupe. Incredible to see that, never seen that here before. And in fact, suddenly a whole gaggle of cars coming in. Cobra replica there. quite an unusual Shogun. Yeah. Lotus behind that. Ooh. Super little Mini Cooper. Austin Mini Cooper S. There's the little Wolseley badged van, which I believe actually, Lancia Beta. But this started out as an estate, hence the concealed door hinges. I think we're going to have a really good turnout today. Stunning VW Cabriolet, proper Carman job.
Couple of spaces there. That's a bit nice.
I didn't see this arrive. Cadillac. So what's the story with this? I have seen this here before, but I can never remember. 1989 Alante convertible, 4.5 litre V8. Pretty rare sight here in the sunny UK. I'll just step over the chain link fence. Always good to see these slightly oddball cars. I love the way the high level brake light is set in to the escutcheon surrounding the boot lock. That's pretty clever. Right, now I'm going to go and have a look at that Conti just over there. This incredible Continental dates to 1979. I'm going to have to stand back a little bit for this one just to fit it all in. But yeah, this kind of is the modern day, well I say modern day, 1979 equivalent to our old Buick, but this is a Lincoln. The spectacular Lincoln Continental, always a real plush, well-equipped car. This apparently is the town coupe version, so you've got this sort of padded vinyl rear section, a little opera window in here, and probably the biggest bonnet you'll see this side of the Arc Royal. Incredible looking car. Headlamps hidden behind these sort of rotate back covers. Sort of thing you might have seen Huggy Bear driving around in back in the 1970s. Extremely plush magazine article. There we go. Wow, what an incredible car. Proper wafter. Very comfortable and commodious rear seating area as well. Yeah. Amazing cars. I see a little Mark 1 MX-5. We did ponder bringing ours, but in the end we all piled into the Buick. But yeah, this Lincoln really is quite the machine. Fiat Coupe arriving just over the way. The Toyota Celica GT4 over here. Not a car you see too often. Made very popular in World Rally Championship years, going way back. Was it Carlos Sainz used to rally one of those? And this co-driver, the navigator, was that, what's his name? Louis Moya. I stand to be corrected on that one, but yeah, cool to see this Celica here today. And here is the MGC Roadster that I caught a glimpse of before. Lovely car to drive, I imagine. Big, smooth, straight six under that bonnet. Very similar looking to the MGB, just a slightly different bonnet and bigger wheels, slightly larger diameter wheel, about 15 inch I think on the MGC. Yeah, very handsome car. Here is the replica Porsche Speedster, and just coming in, a very smart Range Rover Classic that pops up at some of the meetings that we get to. Last seen I think at Cholmondeley Castle, certainly by me. I've not seen this for a little while, so let's have a closer look. Yeah, bit of a resto mod, much modified vehicle. Like I said, I think it probably started out as an estate, a mini estate. It's got the Wolseley Hornet front end on it, and the sides panelled in to make it into a van. So yeah, lots and lots going on with this very interesting and characterful little mini. More classic Toyota action in the shape of that big black Supra. And behind that, Jaguar Mark II, which we have seen here before, and it's always great to see a bit of classic Jag action. I can see queuing to get in, mighty Mercedes, the AMG Merc, Porsches, and lots more besides. Super little Suzuki Cappuccino. Shouldn't have any trouble parking that. Ooh, stunning Austin-Healey. Lovely, lovely car.
Good morning. Nice.
Ooh, a lovely Ferrari 308 GTB. GTB for Berlinetta, the fixed roof version. Very cool car indeed. Next arrival here is the lovely Triumph TR. Kit car heads off somewhere else. Two more TVRs follow in the Mercedes-Benz. While approaching from my left, Ford Sierra XR4i. The great droop snoot Vauxhall there. Noble behind that. And down there looks like a Capri RS, maybe a 3.1.
Good morning.
That's one great sounding Ford Capri. Here's that lovely MG Tourer. Freshly rebuilt after someone drove into the passenger side of it. And I was having a chat to the owner of this one somewhere recently. But it's looking resplendent again in that lovely dark blue paint finish. Quite an unusual Mustang, not too familiar with that era of Ford Mustang from the mid-1990s, about 1995. And I hear behind me more V8 goodness, fantastic Chevy. It's a C10 flare side body, very, very modified, a serious set of Oz racing wheels on the back of it. And a super clean Escort behind that. That is the Fiat 850. Very cool little car. Rear engined 850cc behind that. Another Morgan here. Roof down, of course. It's rare to see a Morgan with the roof up, although there is a gentleman who lives nearby and I think he pretty much dailies his Morgan, so occasionally he has the roof up, but not very often. 1985 Audi Coupe GT, followed by Mark III version of the good old Mazda MX-5. I haven't seen this Mustang for a while. This used to be a regular here at Combermere. Beautiful Velocette. Wow, proper oily rag velo. Another fantastic early VW Beetle. Frazer-Nash. Wow. Note how much narrower the rear axle is compared to the front. These are super popular in VSCC events. Great for hill climbing. Chain drive. Yeah. Great to see more pre-war cars here today. If you've got a pre-war car, get it over here for the next meeting. It's quite the turnout of American classics here today. And here's that incredible Chevrolet Bel Air. You certainly hear this one coming. Volvo 850 Estate. This is the 850R, the souped up version. Who remembers these racing in the BTCC circa, what, 1994 or 5? Another retro Volvo arrives. 3 Series Cabriolet. I think now is probably a good time to have a bit of a wander around. So next to us, of course, we have Dad in his MGB and the super little low mileage midget. Alongside that, complete with car traction and OCC stickers in the window, link to merch in the back. We've got a bit of info in the screen actually. Let's have a quick look. 1974 MG Midget. It's got 1275A series, not been restored, still the original hood, just over 19,000 miles from new. The colour Harvest Gold. Yeah, it's really cool to see those two similarly aged MGs, the B and the Midget, alongside each other here today. That was just a happy coincidence. Yes, a lovely little Austin Mini Cooper. What a fantastic little car. Complete with the original tilt down rear number plate. So like that kind of thing. And here's this Daimler 66, which is actually a pretty rare car. Speaking to the owner before, these were made in very, very limited numbers indeed. Probably double digit numbers, something like that. There was very few made. With the wonderful 6-litre Jaguar V12 engine under the bonnet. There we go, 1996 Daimler 66 long wheelbase in ice blue. These were built from 94 to 1997. Bit more Jaguar action there. The Alpine A110. Lotus here, it's a GT 410, I'm not quite sure, Evora possibly. Oh, Mustang, the 5-litre V8. Very impressive Mercedes here, bi-turbo. And the Jaguar XK140 fixed head coupe. Beautiful looking car, complete with bucket seats, harnesses. I think this one probably gets used for a bit of gentle competition or road navigation, road runs, that kind of thing. Clearly well travelled, member of the Automobile Club de l'Ouest, the organising body behind the 24-hour Le Mans and indeed the Le Mans Classic. What a stunning car, de-bumpered this one. You can see where the bumpers would have been. They're quite heavy, chunky bumpers on the XK140, so I can well understand why you might go down the de-bumpering route, even though it does leave the back end and indeed the front end a little bit vulnerable. But the bumpers are quite heavy, certainly compared to the 120 that came before. There we go, XK140 Jaguar winner at Le Mans 1951, 1953. Alongside that, 03 plate Ferrari 456. This stunning Porsche 911 Carrera. Well, yeah, we have seen this one before. A bit of a resto mod, this one, I think. Gorgeous looking and sounding car. Next to that, Porsche GT4. Quite the cool lineup of cars. The Ford Focus Mark 1 over here is promoting the Yellow Car Show, the Cheshire Showground, Knutsford, 5th and 6th of July, so not far off now. Only 1,000 of these Ford Focus Millenniums were produced for the turn of the millennium. Only 33 are left on the road. Let's have a quick look over here. Next to the modernish Royal Enfield, great looking bike, is this simply stunning Velocette. What an incredible looking bike that is, in proper oily rag condition. Just how I like to see them. Absolutely fantastic, complete with a proper helmet and goggles. That's really neat. I do think that is just fantastic. Got a BTH Magneto here, producing the spark, little carb there, and exposed valve gear just up here. There's still a few cars arriving. There's that stunning VW Cabrio, the Lancia Beta alongside it. Let's have a look at this, because it's actually quite a rare car. You don't see too many of these, especially with this sort of park cabriolet roof. Lancia Beta Spider. Big Lexus alongside, whispered its way in earlier on. Aston Sierra Sapphire. Cosworth, is this the Cosworth? Certainly got Cosworth wheels on it, I think it probably is. Didn't see it coming in. I'm guessing it's the Cosy. Yeah, RS Cosy. Alongside that, a Dax Cobra. Fantastic recreation of the original AC Cobra 427. Dax, perhaps one of the best known replica makers. The company's been around for a very long time indeed. Very appropriate registration number on this one as well, 89 Dax. Yeah, so I'm sure that must be fantastic fun. Says it's got a 502 in it, so I imagine that moves along very adequately indeed. Stereo built into the rear panel. I guess with those side pipes you don't really need a stereo. There's that incredible silver cloud. This one wafted its way in 20 minutes ago, something like that. Let's have a quick peer inside because the window is open. Wonderful leather smells. Individual armrests for the front passengers. Picnic tables in the rear compartment. Lovely, lovely car. Proper quality job. There's a selector for the auto box. Beautiful car, and what a view down the bonnet. That would be absolutely wonderful. There's a Spirit of Ecstasy proudly atop the radiator there. Incredible car. Candidate here for the Yellow Motor Show perhaps. And the Abarth, the Fiat Abarth from about 1971. Alongside that, engine hung out in the tail, engine cover propped up just to give it a modicum of cooling. Very neat little car indeed. Those two we saw early doors. Down here is the VTEC powered Mini alongside the recently acquired, apparently, Ferrari 456. Super little resto mod BMW 2002 there. Fantastic little car. Jaguar E-Type Series 3, the V12. Behind that, wow, one of the cleanest Mark III Minis I've ever seen. What a belter, great colour as well. Yes, here's that stunning MG, and this is a side that someone clattered into not that long ago, so this all had to be rebuilt, and someone did an incredible job of repairing that. Someone just shot out of their driveway into the side of it. Fortunately, no injuries were sustained and the car was repaired. But yeah, what a beauty that is. There's the Noble here, transverse engine. There's an awful lot of engine in there, and a fair bit of cooling in the front. I'll just have a quick scoot along here just to see what cars are here in case I've missed anything. There's that lovely Ferrari 308, really cool looking car, kind of an evolution of the previous Dino in many ways. This the Quattro Valvole 911 GT3 alongside that, Aston Virage. It's not very clean, quite a late example of the Escort Mark II on a V-plate. 2-litre badging on that one, and that glorious sounding Austin-Healey. What a cracking car, proper 50s British sports car. A few extra auxiliary gauges in there, all proper in period stuff. Super looking car, little seats in the back as well. So it might be a stretch to say it's a practical 4-seater, but certainly a handy bit of space in the back there for something. What a beautiful car. The shape, the lines of these are just incredible.
And he jacked it in the end. Yeah, he said, I need the money. It's my wage to live on. Pay me more.
So the Austin-Healey 106. Morgan alongside. Circa 2002. This AMG Merc is actually quite special. I don't know too much about it. CLK 63, but certainly has great deal of presence. 6.3 litres. And over here, now this wonderful Frazer-Nash PH 3682. Like I said, when it arrived, chain drive these are as well. Super popular in VSCC competitions, whether it's hill climbs, sprinting or circuit racing. You'll always see at least one Frazer-Nash taking part. Great vintage car. And back here is all the chain drive arrangement. Plenty going on there.
Chains here at MG here?
Yeah, she's midway along.
Slowly going through mechanically.
What, in the old beer? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Going right.
Super compact little engine in this Suzuki Cappuccino. What a great little engine. Another wonderful Austin-Healey over here. The other was 106. This is the Austin-Healey 3000. Very similar looking car. Just as swoopy, also with the clip-in side screens as opposed to wind-up windows of the later Healey 3000s. What magnificent looking cars. They're beautifully styled, I always think. Behind that, this track TR3A. This will be familiar to regulars here on the Old Classic Car channel.
Yeah, so John's
Very popular car in the day, especially on the export market. Behind that, the E30 Cabriolet. This Chevrolet Bel Air of the mid-50s is certainly a very, very eye-catching car and ear-catching. It sounds phenomenal. VW Derby Saloon at the end there. So that was the booted version of the original Polo, I think. This incredible Beetle alongside it, slammed to the floor. We'll have a quick scoot along here past the MX-5. Very clean Escort Mark II on the RS alloy wheels, and that amazing left-hand drive Chevrolet C10 pickup. Many, many modifications. Certainly a very, very eye-catching colour scheme and exhaust note. There's that Mustang alongside that. Porsche. Super distinctive Vauxhall over here, the Firenze, with a 2.3 litre slant 4 engine, a couple of Weber carburetors, and alongside that, also with a bit of a droop snoot going on, the Sierra XR4i. It's a stunning Welsh registered Lotus Elan over here on a 1966 registration number. This amazing Lincoln Continental is still here. We saw this one before. Let's have a quick scoot down here just in case there's anything that's arrived that we haven't yet seen. A beautiful 289 V8 powered fastback Ford Mustang. 289 for 289 cubic inches. That's how Americans measure their engine capacities. We do cc, they do cubic inches. Very neat little Fiat Coupe here, Pininfarina styled. This is the turbo version. The Celica GT4. Mighty Aston Martin there. Just scoot down here. Mark II Jaguar 3.8 with bonnet raised so we can admire that lovely twin overhead cam XK engine. Always a treat to see. Mark II Jaguar, super clean Land Rover Classic here. The owner of this one frequents the old classic car forum. What other oldies can we find down this away? The Morgan here, a bit older than the other one. And the Audi Coupe, the 5-cylinder Audi Coupe GT.
Like that, you can just get to it, can't you? So you can just take it over.
Sounding phenomenal was this incredible Ford Mustang. This one popped up here 2 or 3 years ago now. The sound is just something else. Absolutely incredible car, this one. Bit of a crowd favourite, this one, in many respects when it was last here. Stunning, very, very dark green colour as well. Looks absolutely epic, but sounds even better. Super little speedster wrap alongside that. Yeah, I think Mrs. OCC would very happily own that one. She's always been a fan of 356s. Skyline, several of those here today. There's that great 850R Volvo wagon. Lovely red colour. Right. I'm guessing this Volvo here, next to the Peugeot 106, is a drift spec car. It's kind of got that vibe about it. And on the end of the row here, TVR Jaguar and a Triumph TR6. Very tidy 3 Series BMW, the E36 era of 3 Series, here in two-door coupe form. Ooh, over here we have Triumph Spitfire 1500. So this, the 1500, the sort of the last evolution of the original standard 8 engine. Started out life as 803, and by this point in time had been stretched to just under 1500cc, shared with the rubber bumper MG Midget. Nice solid floors. I remember having the floors done in mine. Well, both of the Spitfires that I ran many years ago had to have new floors and sills and boot floor, etc, etc. This one looks like a bit of a work in progress. It's really cool to see it here today. Always like my little triumphs. Right, what else is here? Well, here we have that lovely 1964 Fiat 850. What a belter. There was an 850 Sport of all things at Turnhill Hall recently. And I think this one we've seen there as well. The TVR Chimera is departing. Mark 1 Capri here. This is the RS 3.1 with a V6 engine. The VWs are moving. There are a couple of gaps here in the car park, so they're moving out into the main car parking area, the Beetle and the Derby Saloon. Morgan Plus 8 is off. And here we have the TVR Griffith, both the Morgan and the TVR featuring derivatives of the famous Rover V8 engine under their bonnets. Daimler 66 is off. Off goes the VTEC Mini. Looks like the lovely MGVA is departing. Great to see some early cars here at this particular meeting, and if you've got a nice pre-war car or car of the 40s and 50s, please bring it along. Mark III Mini now parked alongside its older brother, the Mark I. The Mark III version introduced wind-up windows and hidden door hinges.
It came like this. That's nice. But I didn't like the vacuum plate.
Twin tanks on this Mark III.
I'll buy that side, I'll buy that can, I'll buy that, I'll look that. By the time I finish, it's all done. Yeah, you've got 11,000 quid.
The Mustang's going. I remember just how clean this VW Derby is. under the bonnet, and how original the interior is. How this interior has survived is just anyone's guess. Such a rare little car now.
Take the top off and I'll see the hotel.
Off goes the 308 GTB. Off goes the Pininfarina designed Cadillac Alante. Great colour on the Ferrari. Both off in convoy. And there's that fantastic Frazer-Nash. What a treat to see that here today. Right folks, well the car park is almost deserted now and we are going to add to that. So thank you so much for watching this particular video of the Buick's first run out to Cars and Caffeine at Combermere. Comments welcome as always. If you haven't subscribed, please think about doing so. There'll be many more videos along very soon. So bye for now.